Good evening, and it's great to start another week with all of you at home. And we begin tonight with the widening toll coronavirus across this country. President Trump saying just moments ago, challenging times are ahead for the next 30 days. It comes after the president reversed course on trying to lift restrictions by Easter, after recommendations from his own doctors and scientists on his team who are now saying, even if we do it all perfectly, follow these social distancing guidelines, we could still see up to 200,000 Americans dying from coronavirus. We will carefully get to it all tonight, and this evening the new numbers now in, soaring. In just 2 weeks' time, we've gone from about 4,000 cases to more than 159,000 cases tonight. Nearly 3,000 people have died. Tonight, at least 37 states now telling people to stay at home. About 1 in 3 Americans now under restrictions. In New York City tonight, the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak, the U.S. Navy hospital ship Comfort has now pulled into port with 1,000 beds to help hospitals that are simply overwhelmed. A field hospital is now up in Central Park. And this grim image in Brooklyn tonight, a body being loaded into a refrigerated truck. New York's governor today calling the virus death toll, quote, beyond staggering already. 250 deaths in the city in just 24 hours. Tonight, we are out across this country, hospitals in New Orleans, Detroit, and Chicago stretched to the limit. And new questions tonight about wearing masks in this country. If Americans have one, should they be wearing it? Would it help? What the scientists are now saying and what the president said just moments ago. We will get to it all tonight, and we begin with ABC's chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, leading us off.
Please stay inside. Please pray for the people.
Tonight, the governor of New York says the situation is painfully clear, and these images show it. A body loaded into a refrigerated truck outside this Brooklyn hospital. The city bracing for a mounting death toll, more than 1,200 lives lost.
We've lost over 1,000 New Yorkers. To me, we're beyond staggering already. We've reached staggering.
Help sailing in today. The naval hospital ship the Comfort pulling into New York Harbor, the 1,000-bed facility ready to take on extra non-COVID-19 patients. In the heart of Manhattan, a new field hospital specifically built for COVID-19 patients.
We've done this in war zones and earthquake zones and things like that, so we know how to do this. We've never done it in some place like this before.
The group Samaritan's Purse building it in just days.
Starting tomorrow, this is going to be a working intensive care unit in the middle of Central Park, complete with hospital beds, ventilators, overhead lighting, even a negative pressure tube sucking all that contaminated air out, making sure the room is sterilized.
As New York is pushed to the brink, health experts warn the potential U.S. death toll could soar as high as 100,000 to 200,000 people.
I think it's entirely conceivable that if we do not mitigate to the extent that we're trying to do, that you could reach that number.
The president forced to reverse an earlier proposed plan to reopen the country by Easter, now extending social distancing guidelines to April 30th. Dr. Anthony Fauci saying the task force argued strongly with the president to extend them, and the president listened.
Challenging times are ahead for the next 30 days, and this is a very vital 30 days. We're sort of putting it all on the line, this 30 days.
Tonight, we're learning one of the latest victims is pediatric neurosurgeon Dr. James Goodrich from New York's Montefiore Medical Center. The world-renowned doctor making medical history when he successfully separated conjoined twin boys during a 27-hour surgery. Doctors across the country struggling to help families unable to visit their loved ones in the ICU.
We make it a point to call families twice a day, but I can't imagine being that person on the other end, having to wait for that phone call, never knowing what sort of news you're going to get.
An emotional toll also on nurses who are so often the critical link between patient and family.
I just came from a patient's room. He's actively dying, positive diagnosis of COVID-19, and his family can't come, so I had to FaceTime his family, and it was just so heartbreaking.
In New Jersey, 8 patients dying at a single nursing home. And 911 call centers stretched thin as well. In New York, a record 6,000 calls in one day. First responders also hit hard. About 5,000 members of the NYPD are out sick. More than 900 officers and 260 firefighters testing positive. And now in New York City, a $500 fine for anyone ignoring social distancing rules.
The police and all our agencies are authorized to use fines. We've given enough warning.
Tougher penalties in Maryland as well, where cases surged 400% in just the last week. 66 residents infected at one nursing home. The governor ordering residents to stay at home or risk up to a $5,000 fine or jail time.
This region is about to be hit with the virus in the same way that some other major metropolitan areas have been.
In Louisiana, officials say they need 14,000 ventilators and fear they could run out next week.
If the metros and the rural areas don't take care now, by the time you see it, it has penetrated your community pretty significantly.
Cases spiking in cities like Chicago and Detroit. This convention center in the Motor City is going to be turned into a 900-bed hospital. And in Philadelphia, this arena at Temple University transformed into an overflow hospital after cases in that city topped more than 1,000. And tonight in Los Angeles, the naval hospital, the Mercy, already taking on extra patients to ease pressure on so many hospitals.
That image from Los Angeles. We also took note of that image right behind you today here in New York City. Tom's in front of the Comfort tonight, the Navy hospital ship. And Tom, we know this is going to be for other patients as the hospitals in the city try to deal with patients who have coronavirus already overwhelmed. So when will the ship there be able to take some of those other patients?
David, I'm told they're going to be able to see patients starting tomorrow. It is a massive ship, and it got here earlier than expected. David, one more note at the top of the broadcast. You said more than 250 people died here in New York. That's hard to put into perspective, but here's even more perspective. Every 6 minutes, someone in New York right now is dying of COVID-19. David?
Yeah, it's just impossible to fathom. Our thanks to you, Tom, again tonight.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.